Rome, AD 64. The Eternal City trembles under a sky choked with smoke. The air is thick with the metallic sting of ash and fear. Flames rise like serpents over rooftops, dancing atop temples and crawling through crowded alleys. The marble grandeur of the empire is melting under an inferno, and the Tiber River runs gold with the reflection of burning gods. In the heart of it all, standing atop a high terrace cloaked in imperial purple, a man watches. His fingers, once used to pluck melodies from a lyre, now grip the railing like a conductor summoning chaos. This is Nero, emperor, artist, tyrant, a man who would redefine what it meant to rule and to destroy. Nero Claudius Caesar. Augustus Germanicus was not born into power, nor into villainy. His early life was marked by uncertainty, an aristocratic child with a bloodline tied to emperors, but overshadowed by ambition, betrayal, and murder. Raised in the vineyards outside Rome, young Nero showed an early fondness for music, poetry, and the stage. Under the tutelage of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, he studied literature and philosophy, his mind shaped not by war, but by words. He was sensitive, intelligent, and curious. But Rome was never a place for gentle souls, and history would soon press a crown upon his brow before he had finished his first beard. When Nero ascended the throne at just 16. Following the suspicious death of his stepfather Claudius, likely orchestrated by his own mother Agrippina, the empire held its breath. At first, it seemed a golden age might dawn. Nero reduced taxes, banned secret trials, and supported the arts with a lavish passion. He gave public performances, wrote plays, and considered himself less a ruler and more a divine performer, one chosen by fate not just to govern, but to inspire. But this infatuation with artistic legacy was no harmless indulgence. It was an obsession, one that would slowly warp his sense of responsibility and justice. And then, one hot July night in AD 64, the fire came. It began near the Circus Maximus, perhaps a cooking flame left unattended, or the consequence of dry winds sweeping through the overbuilt tenements of the suburb. The science of fire dynamics suggests such conditions. Dense wood construction, narrow alleys, a dry climate made Rome a veritable matchstick box. Once lit, the flames surged with ferocity, consuming everything in their path for over a week. People fled with what they could carry. Others burned in their homes. The sky glowed with a cruel, unnatural brilliance. Yet, as the capital of the empire turned to cinders, Nero was rumored to be singing, performing a tragic ode about the fall of Troy. Though some accounts claim he rushed back and organized relief efforts, suspicion fell on the emperor like falling ash. He quickly blamed the Christians, a marginalized sect viewed with distrust by Roman society. In one of history's first state-sanctioned persecutions, men, women, and children were arrested, tortured, and executed in grotesque displays. They were covered in tar and set alight to serve as human torches for Nero's evening garden parties. The emperor, ever the dramatist, turned punishment into pageantry, transforming fire from a natural disaster into a tool of political spectacle. Yet even as Nero built his dream, the Domus Aurea, or Golden House, a sprawling palace complex of gold-leafed ceilings, artificial lakes, and rotating banquet halls, the cracks in his reign began to widen. His paranoia deepened. He ordered the deaths of close allies, including his own mother, and forced his mentor Seneca to take his own life. The man who once sought to illuminate Rome with art now governed through fear, spectacle, and blood. Across the empire, revolts began to stir. Provinces rebelled. The Senate declared him a public enemy. With no allies left and Rome itself rejecting him, Nero fled the city disguised as a slave. On June 9th, AD 68, cornered by his pursuers and unable to face public humiliation, he ended his life with the help of a servant. His final words, "Qualis artifex perio, what an artist dies in me," were not those of a defeated emperor, but of a performer lamenting the end of his greatest role.